Welcome back to Beyond the Classroom, the podcast where we support teachers just like you who are transitioning into new careers. I'm your host, Lisa Harding, and today we're tackling a very popular topic here at the Teacher Career Transition Academy, LinkedIn. Starting at the very basics, setting up your profile. Whether you've had LinkedIn for years or you don't even have an account yet, this episode is for you. I'm Lisa Harding, ex-EdTech CEO turned certified teacher career coach. It wasn't all that long ago that I was recruiting, interviewing, and hiring teachers for roles in corporate America. Teachers that ended up being some of my all-time best employees. Fast forward through my own career transition, where I left my role as CEO to become a stay-at-home mom, I now work with and empower teachers to transform their lives by turning their once distant career dreams into realities. In this podcast, I give you simple, actionable, step-by-step strategies to help you do the same. If you're a burnt-out teacher or simply need a change and you're looking to create a life you love, you're in the right place, friend. Let's get started. Today, we're talking about your LinkedIn makeover, or maybe your LinkedIn fresh start, and how to turn your presence on this platform into a powerful, clear, and confident representation of your next chapter. Now, a lot of this content is better with visuals, and if you're a member of the Teacher Career Transition Academy, we have some great tutorials and really wonderful coaching videos with screen share and step-by-step, so make sure you check out all of the LinkedIn training inside the Academy. But I think we can handle it here in the podcast today too. Let's just start with this. Your LinkedIn profile is not your resume. It's your billboard. It's the thing people see when they first Google you or look you up online. It should speak clearly to where you're going, not just where you've been. So whether you're opening LinkedIn for the first time or dusting off an old profile, let's walk through the key parts you need to set up or refresh. And let's start at the top, your LinkedIn headline. This is that bold line of text that appears under your name and follows you everywhere on LinkedIn, from connection requests to comments. It's your first impression, and you want it to be intentional. If you're brand new to LinkedIn, it might default to your current job title. But if you're pivoting careers, you want your headline to reflect your future, not just your present. Now, here where it gets interesting. If the job title you want really aligns with what you are already doing as a teacher, for example, if you're aiming for roles in learning and development or instructional design, go ahead and use that as part of your headline. You're already doing these elements as your role as an educator. And you can separate keywords, phrases, or titles using a vertical bar symbol. I'm going to call it a pipe for my examples. And it's a very clean way to divide concepts without cluttering your headline. I'm sure you've seen people use this vertical line a lot. So here's an example of a strong headline if you're going into learning development or something very closely related. You could say, Learning and Development Specialist, pipe, Instructional Designer, pipe, passionate about engaging learning experiences. But if you're aiming for a role that's brand new to you, let's say customer success, yes, you absolutely have transferable skills, and we will highlight those in your About section and Experience section later, but it's okay to take a more exploratory approach in the headline. So for this, some examples might be educator, pipe, exploring careers and customer success. You can also take a skill-forward approach that shows alignment with your target role without overcommitting. Let's say you're considering pivoting into data analysis. Your headline could be Data Enthusiast, pipe, Analytical Thinker, pipe, Educator Exploring Data Careers. Do you see how each one is tailored to the career path without stretching the truth? And if you're just beginning your career exploration journey and you don't yet know what direction you're headed or what your ideal career title is going to be, that's totally okay too. At that stage, you're most likely just using LinkedIn for networking. You're not applying for jobs yet. So aim for a headline that's polished and professional, even if it's general. So if you're still not sure of your next career, you could use something like Professional educator, pipe, passionate about helping people learn and grow. This is also a great example if you don't want people to know you're career searching. So there's lots of examples here. We also have lots of them written out in the training in the academy, but hopefully this gives you ideas of how you can adjust your headline. Your headline should reflect where you want to go without deceiving anyone. Think of it as your elevator pitch in one line. Use the job titles and language of your target industry when appropriate, but always keep it honest and aligned to your experience or direction. And remember, if you're stuck on career direction, that's a normal part of this process. Inside of the Academy, we have a full career exploration library to help you get unstuck. You can explore the different careers in there, or you can jump on a coaching session with one of our expert coaches to help you with your career clarity. Career clarity is one of the most important steps in moving your process forward. But let's move forward with LinkedIn. If you're just getting started on LinkedIn, the banner image will be a generic blue design. Most people leave it as it is, but this is prime real estate. Your profile already has your headshot, so there's no need to include a picture of yourself in the banner. Instead, keep it clean and professional. What I like to do is use a soft, neutral background image, something like a light gradient or a subtle pattern. Then add your name in bold text, right aligned across the top. And then underneath of that, you can use some short supporting text that reflects a few of your key skills or professional focus areas, something that echoes your headline but doesn't copy it word for word. For example, Jane Smith, communication, pipe, coaching, pipe, learning and development. Or Chris Taylor. Underneath of that, data enthusiast, pipe, problem solver, pipe, educator. There are tons of free templates on Canva you can use to design a simple, polished LinkedIn banner. Just remember, the main takeaway here is keep it simple. A clean, professional banner with your name and a few relevant skills or keywords separated by those lines will go a long way in helping support your new career direction. Before we move on, let's quickly talk about your profile photo, because this one matters. Your photo is often the first thing people will notice, and it builds trust. You don't need a professional headshot, but you do want to use a high-quality, well-lit picture where you look approachable and confident. Here are a few quick tips. Use a simple background. A blank wall or outdoor space works great. Dress professionally or business casual. This really will depend on your target industry. Smile. You don't want to look hard to approach. You want to look warm and friendly and open to opportunities. Avoid group photos, selfies with filters, or anything overly casual. Think of it like your digital handshake. Now that your headline, banner, and photo are working together in harmony, let's move on to one of the most powerful sections of your profile, the About section. This is one of the most powerful parts of your profile, and yet so many teachers either skip it or make it read like a dry biography. Formerly known as the Summary section, the About section is your chance to introduce yourself in narrative form, to tell your story. It's where you get to share who you are, what your drive is, and where you're headed. Think of it as your personal brand paragraph. Here's a simple formula that works. Start with a strong opening sentence that reflects your character or personality. Share your why. Highlight 2 to 3 accomplishments without turning it into a resume, and end it with a clear call to action. Now, let me put on my copywriter hat, because yes, friends, in a former life, I actually worked as a professional copywriter. So I'm bringing some real world tips into this episode. So for copywriting, here are my tips. Write in blocks of text. What does that mean? Keep your paragraph short and punchy. 1 to 3 sentences max. Big chunky paragraphs are hard to read online. You also want to intersperse single sentence paragraphs to make key ideas pop and guide the reader's eye down the page. Bullet points are also your friend. They help break up a big wall of text and let you highlight accomplishments or skills in a way that's easy to scan. Your goal is to keep your reader's eye moving from sentence to sentence, just like good copywriting. Think of it as an art of getting people to keep reading your writing. And finally, wrap it up with a call to action. Invite people to connect, view your portfolio if you have one, or reach out to you if they'd like to collaborate or set up an interview. Building your network is important, and this section is a great way to kick off those conversations. Here's an updated example that follows this approach. I'm a passionate educator with a decade of experience designing learning that sticks. And now I'm bringing that same creativity and empathy to the corporate world. My career pivot is driven by one mission: helping people grow. I believe great learning experiences can change lives, and I'm excited to do that beyond the classroom. Here are a few things I bring to the table: a track record of designing engaging inclusive curriculum, leadership experience from mentoring teachers and leading PD sessions, a deep understanding of how people learn and how to support them at every step. I'm especially interested in roles in instructional design, learning and development, and I'm always open to conversations that align with my passion for education and impact. Let's connect. Now, that's a great example if you're leaning towards wanting to get into learning and development. And as you know, your exact title, you can go back and refine and refine. You can also make this a little bit more broad if you still don't know your exact career path. But hopefully that gives you a good example. Today's episode is sponsored by the Teacher Career Transition Academy. Are you eager to explore new possibilities but find yourself unsure of where to start? Look no further than our Teacher Career Directory. Available for free, this comprehensive resource features over 200 careers tailored for transitioning teachers. Dive into detailed insights including average U.S. salary ranges, occupational outlooks, and even a personalized skills and interests inventory. Download now at teachercareertransitionacademy.com/directory. I'll also drop the link in the show notes of this episode. So don't miss out and claim your free directory today at teachercareertransitionacademy.com/directory. Okay, let's move on. The next section is experience, and this one can trip up a lot of folks. And yet, it's one of the most important sections on your profile. In fact, it's where recruiters will spend the most time. This is your professional journey. It should be informative, compelling, and highlight your accomplishments. So, how do you write a great experience section? Start each position with your proudest accomplishment at the top. Lead with impact. Use quantitative data where you can because numbers stand out, and be sure to include relevant keywords from the job you want. This is yet another reason why career clarity is key. Recruiters and hiring managers often search LinkedIn using these keywords to find candidates. If you need help identifying those keywords or figuring out what roles match your strengths, the Career Transition Academy is here for you. Inside the Academy, we walk you through how to do this and offer coaching to help you move forward with confidence. If you're at the very beginning of your journey and not sure which career path you're pursuing yet, that's okay too. Think of this as practice. Focus on a few of your accomplishments you're most proud of. This is a living, breathing document that can evolve as your career direction becomes more clear. And here's a few pro tips. Aim for about 5 to 7 bullet points for each position if you don't have a lot of roles to list. If you have a lot of past positions, 3 to 5 concise ones is plenty. You want to prioritize results, not responsibilities. Think what changed because you were there. Make sure you use active verbs and tailor each role to support your future goals. Here's the shift. Instead of saying taught 3rd grade reading and math, say designed and delivered differentiated reading and math instruction that improves student engagement and growth by 20% year over year. You don't need to rewrite your entire teaching history overnight. Just start with your most recent role and make one update today, then build from there. Your experience section tells your story of impact, and it's one of the most powerful ways to show recruiters that you're ready for what's next. The next section is skills and endorsements, and this section offers powerful social proof of your abilities, and it's often underestimated. You want to list only the most relevant and important skills for your target role. Once you know the career path you're pursuing, again, career clarity is everything, you'll want to make sure that your skills section reflects that. LinkedIn allows you to list up to 50 skills, but that much content can really water down your impact. Instead, I recommend sticking to about 5 to 7 key skills that align directly with your next role. The order matters too. The top 3 skills you list are the most visible and get the most attention. So start with your most marketable skills and list them first. And here's the key. Skills don't mean much on LinkedIn unless someone endorses them. Recruiters see those endorsement counts as a form of validity, so try to get at least your top 3 skills endorsed by former colleagues, teammates, or even friends. This is also where recommendations come in. These are personalized testimonials that show up at the bottom of your profile, and they're phenomenal for building trust. You can professionally request a recommendation directly through the LinkedIn platform. LinkedIn makes it easy to send a short message to someone you're connected with, asking them to write a quick endorsement for your work. And don't forget, you can always offer to write one in return. This is another reason why building your online network matters. The more meaningful connections you have, the easier it is to gather endorsements and recommendations that reflect your strengths and values. So remember, focus on 5 to 7 top skills. Put the most important ones at the top, get endorsements, especially for your top 3 skills, and request thoughtful recommendations to support those skills. It's all part of presenting yourself as a confident, qualified candidate for your next career chapter. The next section is education and certifications. You don't have to hide your education degree. In fact, many hiring managers appreciate a strong education background, especially in learning, training, or client-focused roles. But if you've taken any relevant courses or certifications that align to your new career, make sure you list those here. Even self-paced courses from Coursera or LinkedIn Learning can show your initiative. So let's review. Your LinkedIn profile should reflect where you're going, not just where you've been. Focus on your headline, banner, about section, experience bullet points. Don't be afraid to highlight your teacher skills. Just make sure you're targeting your transferable skills that align with your new career and reframe them in corporate language. If you need help with this, the Academy is jam-packed with resume guidance and resume bullet points, everything you need to translate these skills. Also, most importantly, don't wait until your LinkedIn profile is perfect. If you don't have a LinkedIn yet, just create the account and add the basics. That's a win in my book. If you already have one, take 15 minutes today to refresh just one section and work on it over time. Your LinkedIn profile is a living, breathing document, and it will change as your career changes and as you get clarity. Thanks for tuning in today, friends. If this episode gave you the nudge to finally get on LinkedIn or set some time aside to refresh your profile, I want to hear about it. Share your favorite tip or your new headline with me over on Instagram or in one of our Facebook groups. Connect with me online. And if you loved this episode, please make sure to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with a teacher friend who might need a little of encouragement. If you want more step-by-step help with LinkedIn, including templates, examples, coaching support, join us inside of the Teacher Career Transition Academy. We've got a full on-demand LinkedIn sessions waiting for you. We also go into how to use it to land a job, access the hidden job market, and how to actually use LinkedIn, not just set it up. Remember, friends, the journey is just the beginning, so embrace the adventure.